Hi, I'm Dr. David Baker Hargrove.
And I'm Robert Baker Hargrove.
And we're at the top of your inbox. This is the place where we come together to bring to you all of our years of lessons learned from owning and operating businesses, both independently and together.
And our goal is to provide you with a little bit of a business bite for you to take back to your company to help your business grow and your leaders develop. So, Dr. Dave, what's at the top of your inbox today?
So today, I thought that we would talk about how we can help anyone unleash their inner creativity.
Creativity is such a personal thing because it really stems from how you see the world, how you see things, how you connect and interact with things. And so the thing is that anyone truly can be creative, but it's a matter of how do you approach that creativity?
Yeah, so, I think we get into a mental trap of thinking that the only people who are really creative are like artists and musicians and people in the theater. But really, the reality is that we all need creativity in our lives, despite whatever profession we're into. If we really want to succeed and grow in that career, we really are going to need some element of creativity. And that's where people kind of sell themselves short, is that they think, oh, I don't have that ability because I'm not an artiste. I wasn't ever in band or drama. I don't know how to do that.
Well, and when you think about it, I'll take molecular biologist, for example.
Okay.
That doesn't seem very creative.
A topic I know a lot about.
However, what I would say is they have to continually think about how they're going to approach something. A challenge, a virus, a bacteria, something a little differently to really continue to address some of the issues that they're trying to solve for. And so that is definitely taking a creative approach, a different approach. And from a math standpoint, math sometimes doesn't seem very creative because it's very straightforward in regards to what the problems are. However, if you sometimes, have you ever heard the old adage, when you're stuck with a problem, set it down, walk away from it, and then come back to it? Very much like when you're dealing with a math problem, set it down, walk away and come back to it, and you see it from a different perspective. You see it with fresh eyes, and when you see it from that perspective or those fresh eyes, you usually can solve that problem.
I think that's a really good point because you're talking about very precise, very systematic, and very orderly. Well, where would creativity come in that? But actually, there's creativity woven all around that.
Yes.
Because, like for instance, with your scientist example, if you weren't able to be creative and think outside the box, then you wouldn't be able to create new kinds of research.
Absolutely.
To be able to make new discoveries.
Yes.
And so, I've often had like lots of senior leaders or entrepreneurs or clients that we've worked with say, well, I'm not creative. I don't have that ability. And what I'm saying is that we can help anyone unlock and tap into their creative potential.
And that anyone includes you. And tapping into that potential is really being able to allow yourself, like I said, to see things a little differently, come at it from a different approach, be different about it, and don't do things the way that you've always done it, because sometimes when you look at it from a different perspective or you come from, doing something a little differently, you'll see a world in a whole different place. You'll see the problem in a whole different perspective. You'll be able to address a situation from a much better, fresh set of eyes.
In other words, be curious. One of the greatest foundations to increased intelligence is curiosity. So if you be curious about the things that you're doing, about the endeavors that you're into, about your efforts in every aspect of your life, then that's where you lay the fertile ground for creativity. And it's just a learning process.
Kind of like Curious George, we always used to read to our daughter, is always curious about the world around them.
He also always got into trouble being curious, but that's a different story.
But the story always ended with something always working out because he was curious.
Exactly. Good point.
And if you're curious about how we can help you, you can reach out to me at robertbakerhargrove.com.
Or me at drdavidbaker-hargrove.com.
And if you like this information, please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. And you can reach out to both of us at bhcassessment.com.
So until next time, we'll see you
at the top of your inbox.